everyone. Thank you for attending. I have an interesting message for you today. I was thinking about it, and It can apply to you, but I want to explain it in a way that you can understand it in order for it to apply to you. I was asked many times over my lifetime, "Who are you? Who am I?" I'm Anthony Milton, an American that live in America. Yes, I'm black, but I'm an American. Who am I? Why am I doing this? I've thought about it many, many times because I have to. I perceive and I feel that it's my calling. I was thinking about the past black leaders of the history, such as I took a list of Frederick Douglass, Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Booker T. Washington, Thurgood Marshall, just to name a few. I remember many years ago, basically when I was young, I didn't want to read a book because I thought that it wasn't nothing interesting for me to read. Then as I got older, I recall that a thought came to me and said, well, you know what? If somebody wants to hide something from you, just put it in a book. And then I had a wake-up call. If somebody wants to hide something from me or you, they can put it in a book because we won't read it. I remember meeting a young lady one time that said if a man approached her before she considered talking to him, she would ask him a series of questions, and one would be, "Who's the mayor of the city?" And it went on like that. And I asked her, "Why would you do that?" She said, "Because she feels that whoever she date should be well versed about their surrounding," and that's true. We should not be, as individual, black, white, or whoever you are, at the sound of my voice, we should not be concerned with just our own little self-imposed world. We should be concerned about what's beyond our sight and ears. Be concerned about the things you see in other people's lives. Be concerned about the things you hear in other people's lives. We need to wake up. So I had my wake up moment. I struggled as I grew up. I had a speech impediment, still do. Sometimes when I get to pronounce certain words, I will stutter or pronounce it a certain way. So that was my handicap. It kept me back. I kept my mouth closed. I didn't want to talk to people. I just, stayed to myself because I was embarrassed. As I grew older, I came out of it slowly, and sometimes I still struggle with it. So while I'm telling you this, that we all have a handicap that we may use to hold us back, but don't let it hold you back because the names that I mentioned, these black individuals, and of course they're white, and a lot of individuals that have done something in the past also may have struggled within themselves to say, who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose on this earth? Yes, some people want to get married, have babies, and have kids, and live their life and die and whatever. But there's some of us that wake up in the morning and say, okay, what is my purpose on life? Should I only be concerned about myself, or should I be concerned about that's around me? Yes, one person can make a difference. These individuals, Frederick Douglass, Sojourner Truth, MLK, Rosa Parks, they made a difference. One person made a difference. I call it, they blazed the trail for you and I to walk the same path. Why should we look back? Why are we constantly looking back to say, they did this for me? I'm sorry. Why should we look back and keep looking back and using whatever reason to say we cannot achieve our own goal? Begin to wake up and begin to question, who are you? What is your purpose here on this earth? And we know, and I know, and has talked to a lot of individuals over the course of my life when I was a police officer, when I worked in a prison, when I worked in the jail, when I worked undercover, when I went and talked in churches, when I talked to young people in different settings. I have a lot of experience, and it made me realize that I have a calling to help others. I have no power to help. I have no power to make you do anything. Only thing I can do is give you the information, and you can decide, hey, what he's saying is true. I want to do your homework. Is what I'm saying true? Do your homework. 1 + 1 is 2. 1 + 1 is not how you feel, what you think. And if you ever talk to individual and they're talking to you about something, they're going to say, what I think, what I feel, what I believe, what I want. And very rarely will say, you know what? It's my fault. It's not the other person's fault. Who am I? I am my mother, my father, their mother and their father, and their grandfather and their mother. And I had opportunities to do her ancestry type search. And I came to realize that I am my ancestors. You are your ancestors. When someone dies in your family, a mother, father, brother, sister, yes, they are gone physically, but they're still living in you. We have our own DNA. Some of us look like our parents, and we not only have our physical DNA of our parents, we also have the spiritual side of our parents. So we are our ancestors. Our ancestors from our great is 10 generations, a great, 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 great grandmother and grandfather. Bring it down the path to where you are today. You have a mother and a father, and they have a mother and a father. And when they die, and they have died, they are still living through us, spiritually speaking and physically speaking, because we have some part of their DNA. So I consider myself at times, I'm a man from the future and of the past. My ancestors are living through me. That is who I am. But it does not, it defines me, and it calls into question that I will ask myself, what did my ancestors did in the past? Do I know if they made history? Did they blaze the trail? I don't know unless I do research, but it's an interesting thought. We should be concerned with more than what's around us. If you are able-bodied and you have the time and ability and you want to find out who are you, you are your ancestors. I am my ancestors. I'm my mother, my father, my brothers, and my sister, my cousin, my niece, and my nephew. All of us are one big tree. An interesting thing about this, when I did the little ancestry type search, I discovered that in my family tree, there are mixed races. There are Caucasian, there are Russian type people, all in the midst of my family tree. So what is I'm saying? So don't be so quick to get mad at someone that may be of a different race, because guess what? That may be ancestors down the family line of the great, 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 great grandmother and grandfather. So we should not be so quick to say, I hate that person. I don't like that person because of the color of their skin or where they live or what they are about, because we may be cursing and giving hard time to someone that we may find out later is a relative of our great, 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 great grandparents. So who am I? I'm an individual that recognizes that I have a purpose in life. Yes, I have done a lot of things that I'm not proud of. I made mistakes. I look at my mistake and I learn from them. I have my roller coaster moment. But yet when I see and I hear things out there in the world, it does displease me. It does sadden me. I wonder, what can I do? Some things I put off to the shelf. Some things I just leave alone. I am come to realize that I have a gift. And this book, my first book, said you always have snakes in your head. And the snakes that I'm talking about is the thought that you think. And I'll be going in another segment by touching on you always have snakes in your head, bringing it closer to define what I mean by the snakes in your head. Some people say, I'm afraid of snakes. Oh, really? I'm going to show you that you're not afraid of snakes, because you're using those snakes, you're kissing those snakes, you're enjoying the fruits of those snakes, and you are constantly biting yourself, and the spiritual venom of that snake is coming into your bloodstream. It's not the other person's fault. So now you must realize, who are you? Or what is your purpose in life? Is your purpose in life to be married, have kids, live your life out until you die? Then that's your purpose. For some of us, we wake up and say, God, what is my purpose? Who do you want me to help today? What should I be doing about what I see and hear? We should be the eyes and ears of God and bring things to him, and he works through individuals to bring forth justice and whatever he deemed necessary. It's not about me and you. It's about what our purpose is on this earth. So thank you for visiting. He Still Speaks Now. Listen. If you enjoy what you've heard, subscribe to the channel. Share it with your friends. Pass it on. Allow them the opportunity to hear the messages that I have put on my website, the books that I have written, the books that I have thought about, the books, my website, HeStillSpeaksNowListen.org. Think about it. Go there. You will see things on it. I wrote the book I call it BLM. From the Eyes of a Cop, Black Lives Matter. It's a catchy title. You may think what you know what it's about. It's a book that considers hard facts that you yourself can do your own homework. And it should cause you to think the next time something happens. We need to know the truth and let the truth, if you choose, set you free. And when you set yourself free, you will realize who are you. You will reach your true potential. I made a mistake when I was growing up that I didn't reach my true potential until I got older. I look back at the choices that I made. I look back at the times that people have explained things to me and shared things with me. And I just, yeah, right. And it went out of one ear and come out the other because I was only concerned about sex and love and relationships and whatever. But now, as I got older, I'm beginning to think, if I died tonight, how would I want to be to remember? If you died tonight, how would you want to be remembered? Will people say, oh, I remember them. They was a drug dealer. They was this, they was that. Can they learn from you? Yes, they will learn that. Yes, you live a lifestyle of crime, and they might think they can get away with it because they didn't want to do what you did because you did. But I've never seen a U-Haul truck in a funeral procession. No matter how much money you have, know how much you have in your let me get it right. No matter how much money you have, how much property or cars you have, or what's in your bank account, or how good you look, that does not stop death. We must begin to realize that we all have a purpose in life. You have to decide what is your true path. And if you don't know, talk to someone that you can relate to. You know, do your own homework. Look in yourself and say, what do you like to do? What do you enjoy? Don't play off of someone. Don't someone be a basketball player or a drug dealer or someone in the street. Look at your true call and your true potential. When you look at yourself and recognize that you have a true calling like I did, then you can excel. With every surgery, there will be pain. So recognize, quit blaming others for who you are. Trust in what God revealed to you. Trust in what you need to do for self. And then when you deal with self, then you will be sent out to touch lives of other individuals, just like the individual I mentioned, that struggle that I'm probably sure Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, Martin Luther King, Sojourner Truth, Rosa Parks, Booker T. Washington, Thurgood Marshall, just to name a few. Go on the internet. You can do your own homework and research. Look at their history, because a lot of things these individuals have done, a lot of these things the individuals have said, we are seeing being played out in this street today. I wrote a message on my Facebook page called Play Me, and I will be following up with other little series of thought-provoking messages that make you think. That is my purpose, my call. I have no power to make you do anything, but I can use my God-given ability to share with you the things that He revealed to me. If you want to know more information about me or who am I, visit HeStillSpeaksNowListen.org. Type in the YouTube, He Still Speaks, and you see my YouTube channel. And if you like what you've heard, subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends. That is my calling. That is my purpose. That is who I am. And I hope that you take what you have heard and begin to look at yourself and say, who am I? What is my purpose? What should I be doing? If you find yourself struggling with doing this and doing that and not achieving any growth, then you need to stop and take a step back and say, what am I doing wrong? Seek your grandmother or your mother or your father, someone that you trust, that you can relate to, not someone that will you share what you going through and they go back and tell other friends or put it on Facebook or do whatever. Talk to someone you can trust, and hopefully they give you information and you put it all together and you come to a conclusion and say, this is what I need to be doing with my life, because I am living a life that my ancestors, my mother, my father, their father, their grandparents, the great grandparents that brought me into existence today. We are our ancestors. They are living through us. Our ancestors may have done wrong in the past. We may find out, we may never find out. Our ancestors may have done good things in other people's life. We may never find out. Our ancestors may have been on a path and never completed, and then we are born and we should be completing the journey that our ancestors have laid for us. As the blazing of the trail of the Black leaders of the past, you have a purpose in life. Begin to question, who are you? Why are you here? What should you be doing? And you will get the answer. Thank you.